Hey, what's up guys, it's WiseGuyVito here, and today having our tier list video for you guys. This one will be on Eagle airstrikes against the Illuminate factions. That's right, we're serving up calamari on the menu with these airstrikes. So as always, like, share, and subscribe. Let's get straight into the video. So before we start, let's kind of go over the tiers real quick. S tier is, these are kind of like the meta picks. If you're going to be running level 10s, these stratagems would be the best for efficiency. A tier is, it's above average. There might be a glaring issue with it, but for the most part, these are still really good at level 10, and you can still run them with efficiency. Just know that there might be just like one glaring weakness with these airstrikes. B tier is average. Now they're good nor bad, just kind of meh for the most part. You can still run these at level 10. Just know that you'll be running them with, kind of like an average efficiency to them. C tier is below average. Definitely would like to see some buffs to this stratagem. They're kind of weak in my opinion. I would not really advise running these on level 10 difficulties. You could probably run this on lower difficulties, but like for the most part, I would definitely like to see Airhead make some changes to these stratagems. And then D tier is the Dookie tier. This is the bad tier. This is awful tier. Needs to have some reworks to it in my opinion. And until they do something with these airstrikes, there's really no reason to use these. And we'll kind of go over why I think, maybe like there's some in here that I think fall within this tier and how they can be bettered. So, as always, let's get straight into the tier. So, the 500 kg bomb, I do think is S tier. It's just a solid choice on taking out. It's really good at CCing, believe it or not, because it's just one big kaboom, right? Really good at handling walkers once you bring down their shields, of course. That's the thing, you have to bring down their shields before you use this. It's really good at taking out Illuminate ships, so it does have some destructive power behind it to handle Illuminate structures. So just overall, just a solid pick. I don't think this thing needs any more buffs in my opinion. I think it's fine where it is. But you guys let me know what you think about the 500 kg bomb and like all the interesting ways that you guys have been using it. The regular Eagle airstrike, I do think that this is also very good, but I think it's between kind of like a high A leading into S. Really good at CCing and really good at destroying Illuminate structures because it has that destructive power behind it to blow up ships and such. Very good overall. I think my only problem with it is whenever it comes down to walkers, it can kill walkers. It's just a little bit inconsistent because it requires you to place the stratagem in a very good placement of it. In order to take out walkers, but for the most part, it's fine. I think that this is better on bots and bugs than it is on the Illuminate, but I can be swayed in it going into S tier because it is a solid one. You get 3 uses of it, has nice destructive power to it, and it's great for CCing. The Eagle cluster bombs, I do think these are A tier as well. They do have somewhat good destructive power, but for all intents and purposes, this is mainly just for CCing. Going in, if you see like a horde of voteless with some of like the actual main Illuminate enemies in the game, like with the stabs and they're flying and stuff like that, these these clusters do very, very good work. The only thing where it kind of falls short at is walkers, but other than that, this is a solid one to choose if you're wanting to go into a more crowd control route. Eagle hell pods, or like the rocket pods, there we go. I do think these are kind of bad in my opinion. I don't think that they're terrible like Dookie tier, but they do need a buff. They just need a consistency buff and a damage buff in my opinion. I think that the Eagle airstrike should do comparable damage of that to the railgun, to be perfectly honest with you. And then the railgun needs to be buffed, of course. I really do think that the orbital railgun needs to be buffed, but you get 3 uses of them, so it's not like you get 2 or 1 use of them. But even then, it has the problem of consistency, or has the problem of consistently hitting its target while also not doing enough damage, and that's why it makes it feel really bad. They did buff its consistency once before, and it felt okay. It still feels inconsistent. They need to really, really, really hammer down the consistency of this. Otherwise, maybe it doesn't need a damage buff at that point, because if the thing is constantly missing its target or not all the rockets are hitting the target, then there's really there really is no reason for have a damage buff. It just needs a consistency buff. But I think it needs both, in my opinion. It definitely needs something to kind of give it that extra oomph in order to make it even comparable or competitive within these A and S tier type of tiers. But for the most part, I'm going to put it in C tier. Please, Airhead, please buff these. They desperately need a little bit of help. Eagle Smokes. Do you think these are D tier? I understand there's probably some stealth divers out there. Again, this is just my play style for the most part. I rather destroy the thing that's attacking me rather than hide away from it. And if I'm going to bring something that I need, that I can use to disengage with, the orbital gas and gas in general, I think gas is just better smoke because it does damage. You can disengage completely. And I would really like to see smoke be used more often. I really would. And I would like to see some actually some stealth missions in Helldivers. I think that would actually be kind of cool. Maybe we can do more of Vanguard missions or scout missions, kind of like how the Illuminate faction is right now, because the Illuminate faction isn't all here right now. There's definitely some more enemies that are going to be cropping up within the next few months, hopefully. But just doing kind of missions like those, I think that these smokes would actually be very good in that regard. But this is I haven't really seen people use this too often. I know that they can destroy some structures, but even then, is it worth bringing this because it can destroy structures and you can kind of hide with it? Not really. I just think that smoke just needs a buff. I think stealth needs a buff overall in Helldivers. But you guys let me know what you think about smoke in general. Whether it be the orbital smoke, the Eagle Airstrike smoke, and also smoke grenades. What do you guys think about smoke? Am I using it wrong? You guys let me know down in the comment section. And I definitely read the comment section, the comment sections a lot. So you guys let me know what you think about the smoke. The Strafing run, Eagle Strike, I do think is S tier. It's just solid. It's just really good, especially if you're in those urban environments, which you'll be finding the Illuminate constantly on. Just using these to clear a street of voteless, of the Illuminate enemies with the stabs and the jetpacks, and also walkers. This thing does really good job at killing walkers as well. You get 5 uses of them, so you can just throw these out a lot, and it has a relatively low cooldown as well. So it's just a solid choice overall whenever you're going into these missions and the maps as well, because you'll be knowing what kind of map that you're going into, because it's always an urban map. So definitely S tier in my opinion. And of course Napalm. I do think Napalm is probably high A, maybe into S, but I'm gonna be conservative here and put in A. It's similar to the the Eagle Airstrike, just like the regular one, except there's no kabooms with it. It's just napalm. It's just fire, right? In that case, it's really good for CCing. But other than that, to be perfectly honest with you, I'd rather just take the regular airstrike or the regular Eagle Airstrike, because I feel like it does. I feel like I can do more with it. Has 3 uses. This has 3 uses. It's fine. Fire is good against the Illuminate, but I rather just bring something else. But I can see where the arguments would be for being S tier, because fire is so good on the Illuminate side. But I want to put it in A tier for the time being, just because whenever I use it, I feel like this is kind of the efficiency and the results that I get at levels of difficulties. So this is my tier list. You guys let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I read the comments all the time, and I do like seeing you guys kind of like engage and stuff like that, and I like engaging with not only viewers but with subscribers as well. So please leave a comment down below. It really helps out the video as well as far as engagement goes. Like, share, and subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye bye.